Thank you. First, giving honor to God, because without Him, this would not be possible. There's a song that we used to sing in high school. I think I got some classmates who used to sing that song. It's something like this: no man is an island.
That's right.
No man stands alone.
That's right.
I accept this award,
Yes.
but I had a lot of help. I didn't do this by myself. And I gratefully accept this award.
Oh, yes.
Public service is not easy.
Nope.
You don't get paid for public service. You never get paid enough for public service. You have to, my son and I think a few other people talked about when people talk about you and you're trying to do right.
Oh, yeah.
It hurts sometimes. It hurts your family.
Yes.
It hurts your friends also.
Yes.
6 or 7 years ago, I sold a lot of newspapers. And elsewhere. But God works in mysterious ways.
Yes.
Tonight, I'm receiving honors for stuff I did that I got criticized for.
Yes. All right.
And for each young person in here, never give up. If you got a dream,
That's right.
never give up. And I think Mr. Almond talked about our young folk. We need to be bringing them in, because we're not raising young folk. We're not raising public service. We're not raising business people. We're not raising politicians. When I was coming up, there was always somebody, a shoulder that you could lean on.
Yes.
Some gone, some still living. I see my friend Colonel Keeler, probably the only person in here. We, 3rd District Black Caucus. We paid our way. No one give us anything. We traveled the state trying to make things better. And it was about civil rights. I mean, don't make any mistake about it. It was about civil rights. And today, I still see some work that have to be done.
Yes.
We have a lot of young folk here with a lot of talent.
Yes.
But they have to leave here to make it. But they could be making it right here. They're either overqualified or underqualified. That's what's being said. But they could stay right here and make it. And we need to try to encourage our young people to stay home. Mr. Almond talked about our young folk also. I see these young boys with pants hanging down to their knees. They leave home like that. So parents, you can't say, I didn't know.
That's right.
They're walking out the door like that. Advertising on the side of these automobiles, Coors, and see, most people don't know what that means. That's a signal, that's a sign that we need to be concerned about. Drugs. My daughter works drug rehab.
Yes.
In the office of drug rehab. You know, we need to set some goals and let her know that, or let them know that 5 years down the road, she won't have a job rehabbing, but have a job doing some other constructive thing.
Yes.
Mr. Harry Williams at the Burdenville Alternative School, we need to tell him, you need to look for another job. We're not sending no more children to the alternative school. We need, a lot of folks say politics is not necessary. Politics is strong. It can hurt you, or you can make success with politics. I remember when I was in the Army. I was in Alaska. For a while, I was training NCO, training young guys to go to Vietnam in Alaska. After we trained those guys, we had to give them leadership duties. That old thing called racial injustice raised its head. Some of the same guys that we trained, they were ranking them ahead of us. And it was the other color. I mean, there's no sense of me talking about, it was the other color. I had a sergeant from Baton Rouge and a Methodist minister told me what to do. I was a trained NCO. I was as a PFC. I was leading a platoon. but had those guys that we trained was taking our jobs from us. And he came up to us and he told both of the two of them, said, I'll tell you what you do. You got 3 powerful representatives from Louisiana. Hale Bowles, Alan Ellender, and I think it was Russell Long. And he said, write a letter to each one of them. Put it on your dresser. Put it on my dresser. Platoon Sergeant came in, who happened to be white at the time. He was white. And he said, well, what's these letters about? I said, we trained these guys. And now you're gonna demote us, let them take over what we, after we have trained them? So on a Saturday morning, they called 4 of us. 4. Myself, one from Memphis, Tennessee, one from Missouri, one from Arkansas, and said on Sunday morning, y'all gonna go before the board to get your NCO stripes. Even though we had been to NCO Academy, we still was not recognized as NCOs. On Sunday morning, we went before the board, and we all passed the board to become sergeants. And after becoming sergeants, our platoon became the strongest platoon in that battalion. It says they didn't recognize us back then. Civil rights, that was civil rights. We made a difference. And I never forgot that. When I come back home, I think the first organization I joined was the 3rd District Black Caucus in the NAACP, and then got involved in politics locally. Jesse Paul, Benny Blakeman, Josh Williams, all those guys took Jesse Jones, old man Jesse Jones Sr. Those people took us in, and they led us, but nobody's leading the young folk today. It's time for us to take control of our homes, start working within the system to make changes, to make our young boys and girls better people. And we often talk, I think Curtis C.Q. and I talk, we talk maybe 2 times a week. We don't want to go where they're talking about politics. We don't want to go where they're talking about business. We tell them, look, you got a country club. They talk business there. We don't want to go there. Well, how are you going to learn if you don't go? How are you going to know about politics? I had a teacher in high school, Mr. Raymond Lockett, a civic teacher, taught us about knowing what's going on around you. Because of what he taught me in school, I read 4 papers every day before I go to bed. So I know what's going on around.
That's right. That's
You
right.
need to know what's going on. They got a lot going around.
Yes. Oh, yes.
You can help yourself if you just read.
That's right.
They got a lot of folk out there gonna want to help you. Some black, some white. You need to listen to them. I mean, it can't be about just black helping black. It need to be about blacks helping us. We need to get involved. We need to help ourselves. We need to support one another. That we don't do. We don't do that. I congratulate Reverend Fields in the last elections. He decided that he wanted to make a difference. He wanted a choice in who's going to be elected the next representative in this parish. Reverend Fields called those ministers together. They made a difference. The guy got elected because they got involved. Politics started in the black church for us. Business started in the black church for us. It all started, we need to go back to our roots.